Greetings, fellow songwriters and seekers, and welcome back to Muse and Measure. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the guy on the lotus petal so you can benefit from all these great questions I'm getting from people. We're really tackling some very kind of esoteric and spiritual aspects to songwriting that maybe, especially if you're a seasoned songwriter, you're ready for this. Or if you're just a beginning songwriter, you're probably, you're building your foundation and your philosophy about songwriting. I think these questions will basically offer you this great food for thought and help you develop your own songwriting philosophy so you know what's important to you and you know what you're trying to say and what you're not trying to say in music. So this is from Bruce in Yakima, Washington, my home state. When writing a melody, how do you know when it's telling the truth versus just sounding pretty? Wow, see, these are the questions I'm talking about. I couldn't pay somebody to write me these questions. They're really, really great questions and really push me to think about things in a way that I've never thought about before. So, writing a melody, okay, when it's telling the truth versus just sounding pretty. Well, I'm going to have to call on my buddy Immanuel Kant for this one, of course. The beautiful/pretty is nice. It's very pleasant. It's when things adhere to our concepts of the way they're supposed to be. That is what a chair is supposed to look like. But it goes beyond that. It's an exuberance of the form. It's not just a functional chair. It's got these aspects that are surprising to me and dazzle my imagination so much so that I become absorbed in looking at it, and it's pleasurable to look at. So that I continue to want to have this play in my mind between the imaginative and the understanding. So the understanding would be the concept of the thing, that's a chair, and the imagination would be, this is what it goes beyond just being a chair, and it's delightful. Okay. Now something is ugly when it doesn't adhere to our concept of something. It might be, fit the concept of a chair, but it also just has grotesque things that go against our sense of the concept of it. It just hits us aesthetically wrong. Distasteful, right? Maybe it's too much of something. Maybe it's lopsided, or the color is reminiscent of something. So, when writing a melody, how do we decide when something is actually telling the truth versus just being pretty? Well, they can sort of do the same thing at the same time, but I think when you tell the truth, usually there's something that's a little bit bittersweet about it. So, when you're thinking about just notes, it's hard to know when, you're telling the truth, okay? Because music communicates in a different way. It communicates emotionally. Now, lyrics, you can say, oh, that's telling the truth, or that is lying. I'm, blowing smoke up someone's ass with this lyric, or I'm telling people what they want to know. With a melody, it's a little bit harder to detect. But for me, pretty is like, dee, 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 dee. That's a very pretty melody, right? But it doesn't have anything bittersweet to it. Nothing exceeds the sense of a melody. It's just nice, well-balanced contours. It goes up and it goes down. It's nice, well-balanced. But we go dee, dee, dee. All of a sudden, now it's got something a little bit more bittersweet to it. It's got these bends in it that kind of point towards a little bit of suffering that we're feeling. So even if you're looking at a beautiful person and you're writing a melody about how beautiful they are, there should be some kind of longing and desperation in that melody that either points to the truth of your desire for that person, that you're really, really longing to have them and you're not satisfied because you can't have them yet. Or if you can have them and maybe you're married to them and you're in a relationship to them, nothing is ever perfect, right? I hope it's perfect for a while, or maybe even for a split second where you feel like, this is beautiful. Beautiful is when everything is perfect and everything is just working out lovely and you just have a moment of contentment and you just smile and everything's great. But unfortunately, life's not like that. And the first noble truth is that life is suffering. Not that, all life sucks and it's all painful, but even in the experience of something beautiful, there's either a sense of longing, of attachment, like, oh, I want that, or there's the fear that it's going to go away, or there's jealousy in there, like, oh, this person's really beautiful. I hope someone else doesn't notice that too, and also to desire them. Or maybe they're too beautiful for me. So all these thoughts that are part of our neurotic, samsaric mind are the truth of our experience. And so for a melody to speak the truth, there should be some of those kind of bends, some of those blue notes, some of those surprises about how our can't speak. Maybe that's the aphasia of it, that I can't speak about it. But there's these moments where our neurotic mind comes in and spoils it. And just watch your mind. If you think that I'm full of shit, watch your mind when you maybe open up a present and you get exactly what you want. Or you have a moment where it's really, really great and you're just like, oh, this is nice. Watch how quickly your mind comes in and becomes dissatisfied. So that would be the truth of our experience. Now, it's not true about, how things really are. That's just our suffering mind that makes us dissatisfied with everything. Even when we get what we want, we're not satisfied. Look at all the people that are rich and famous. Look how miserable they are, most of them. And they get everything they want. They can have whatever they want at any moment. And, for a lot of us, so can we, for the most part. But because our minds are naturally prone to this dissatisfaction, probably through evolution, that we, constantly have to look for the next thing, that is the truth of being a human being. And I think your music should reflect that. And that's true of your melodic writing. It's also true of your lyric writing. That if it's just too sugary sweet and like, oh, if everything's rosy and everything's delightful, then I think, you're lying a little bit about what it is to be a human being. You're lying to people about your own personal experience. So for what it's worth, I think that's how I would approach that idea of going beyond the beautiful, beyond the pretty, and telling the truth in your melodies. So add some blue notes, bend things, and just follow your mind and okay, well, this is my emotion so far. Dee, 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 dee. So at that point, I went to a little minor. So it's not like you have to veer way off the path, but you can just have a moment where you're like, okay, there's a little bit of mourning there, a little bit of sadness that comes in. It can pop right back out into skipping down the road, but there should be something in there that is slightly truthful about the samsaric mind. I don't know, maybe I'm just a downer. Could be. Probably likely. All right. Well, if you like this video, hit the like button. Help me learn how to speak. Help the algorithm know that people like these things so it'll show to other people if you think it's worth for other people to see it. And if you would like to subscribe, that would be wonderful so you can hear the next wonderful question and how I fumble my words and stutter and sputter around trying to figure out how to answer it. All right. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck with your songwriting and your spiritual practice. Take care.